side story, before he goes into this story, let's go ahead and get this clear and out there. Whether if it was my own doing or whether if it was his doing or a miscommunication between us and Mike or whatever.
Yes.
I went our entire college days thinking that Kris did not like me.
There we go. Here we go.
At all.
Here we go.
Well, okay. He didn't hate me, but he didn't like me.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? I recognize that there were certain moments in college where, college is college. You're having fun, you're going out, you're drinking, you're partying and stuff like that. And I recognize how, because Kris doesn't drink. He doesn't drink at all.
Nope.
And so a lot of times when you're in environments with a group of people and you're having fun and doing this, that, and the other, you're just like, you got Kris standing off to the side and you're like, hey, Kris, you want a drink? You want a drink? Kris like, nah, I'm good. No, have a drink. Kris like, nah, I'm good. So I can see how that was probably really annoying for him. Because I know I was probably guilty of it. I also understand that he was probably jealous, because, he ordained himself sexual chocolate and, thought that everybody else was going to abide by that. And then, I'm on the scene and it was easy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, he felt like he had to try really, really hard. And then he had to look at me where it just came so easily.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm letting him get it off, man. Go ahead, go ahead, get it off. Go ahead.
That's it. No. You go ahead. Continue.
So the way my perspective, you know what I'm saying, is I didn't not like Theon. I thought you was cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I always feel like this. If you're a good friend of mine, especially like Mike, that mean he your friend. That mean you a good people.
You good people.
That's how I view people. So if you introduce me to somebody, you good people, you automatically get this person's cachet. So when I met Theon, I was like, oh, he cool peoples. But what y'all was into, I wasn't into. And what was y'all into? The snow. The snow. I wasn't into the snow, man. They were skiers. You know what I'm saying? They were skiers. They was out here in the snow.
No, that's not fair. Whoa. You got to talk about freshman, sophomore year. It wasn't until junior going into senior year that I locked that down.
It was blizzards every year, every day.
To be fair, where were we going to school at?
Regular college, not HBCUs.
Exactly. Not even a regular college.
You right. It was the whitest Jones.
Okay.
It's the whitest Jones.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was winter year long.
100%.
Okay.
It was
okay.
If you want to build a snowman, you know what I'm saying? It definitely was that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is how I was on campus. Like you said I ordained myself sexual chocolate. That's not true. I got that name different way. But the point being, I was friends with all the black people on campus. So the girls would come.
I was too. What you mean?
The girls would come up to me, Kris. Y'all ain't know this. I was
all right.
Kris.
Let's hear it.
Kris,
let's hear it.
What's going on with your boys? What you mean, Mike, Theon? What's up with them? What you mean? What's up with them, man? I don't understand what you're asking me. I know what they're asking me. I want to hear them say it. I want to hear them say it.
And you know what it is? And you know what it is? We can go ahead and get into this.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's college, first and foremost. And it's me, coming from my perspective, coming from me and coming out of high school and being used to a certain thing, it was a lot easier for me because bunnies were approaching me.
Facts.
Whereas...
Not me.
Whereas, whereas the sisters, they weren't. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was almost like they expected me to go to them.
100%.
So, but why am I going to do that when I have people coming to me and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Is that fair?
Good looks.
Is that fair?
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
So you saying it was easier? Why would I pursue when I can catch? Why am I chasing when I can catch? I get what you're saying. But that's not the conversation I was having. What's up with your boys?
Oh, okay.
They are not interested. Well, no, I don't even think that's it. Man, it's just they just be, they doing their thing, man. They figuring it out. Kris, what's up with you? What do you mean, what's up with me? I'm with someone who's on the spectrum, you know what I'm saying?
On the spectrum.
The color spectrum. We in the
barely
brown. She's brown.
Barely.
She's
she was
brown.
light.
So
light.
I'm dark skinned. You know how that goes.
She was light.
You know how that go. I'm dark skinned. You know how that go.
Okay.
You know how that go. You know how that go. What we talk about, man? What we talk about? You know how that go. You gotta know your personnel. You gotta know your personnel.
Listen, if you're gonna be throwing us under the bus like this, Mike was going for alpine snow.
Yeah, untouched.
Okay.
Untouched.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
100%. But he from Compton. You know what I'm saying? He from Compton.
I was getting like the, like the foreign snow. You know what I'm saying?
Boris Kojo over here. Yeah, I was in, she was from Germany, she was from Switzerland. She was Swiss. Yes, Yeah, she from a long line of Luxembourgs, yes, indeed. But nah, that's just what it was, bro. That's just what it was. And I used to feel the talk, and I used to play a lot of interference. I didn't even know. So for you talking about, oh, I ain't like you, blah, 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 that's what I was doing. So the reason why we didn't really connect to get back to the topic was because me and Mike had a conversation, and he was always asking why I never came out with y'all. And I was like, because Theon and me are very similar. We do the same thing. We occupy the same space. It don't make sense to have two of us in the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about like, just demeanor, how we come across. And I was like, that's Theon's your friend for going out, going to play basketball, going to do this, going to do that.
Yeah.
Y'all going to chase, the snow. That's not me.
That was the other thing that I had against you too. Not against you, but I was just like, it was kind of frustrating because you are tall.
Yeah.
You're tall and you got a big body. So I was just like, it only makes sense for you to join our rec league team.
Facts.
And to just be banging down low, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, come play on our team. And you were just no.
I played 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, we almost
1
won.
year.
We did win or we almost won?
We won every year. So whatever year you were with us, I'm sure we won.
Yeah, so we must have won. So
we won every year we played.
I did 1 year, but it just wasn't my thing. I do art. I'm rapping.
I know.
I had all these interests. I had 17 minors. Like
I think, and you know what part of it was is that I probably wished at that time that I had your height. Because if I had your height, I probably wouldn't have even gone to AU. I probably would have been playing D1 somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
So I'm just like, well, you have all this height and you squandering it in your room painting. You know what I'm saying?
Painting the drawing,
you need to be painting the backboard with some dunks. Yeah.
That wasn't even my thing, man. That's another conversation. I'm supposed to play football. That's another episode. Another episode.
I can see you doing that.
Sure. That was my jam. But anyway, fast forward, we pieced it up since then. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We pieced it up since then. And, now we here. But